Here's their whole recording from when they came out. Phone's in my pocket.
Drink some water or anything? Oh, no, we're good. And you know what? I'm going to let you, do you remember what you wrote?
Yeah, I sent two sheets. One, I did a lot of typos.
Okay.
And the other one,
Okay, but so what I need to know, even though originally this happened back in 2017, so you took the sleep apnea test on at this BIS or Eastern Regional Sleep Center?
Yep.
So that's where you took it in 2017?
Yes.
And then you say 5 years later, it took 5 years for you to get a sleep study done. So we're now talking 2022. I'm just adding it up.
No, so this is when it was done, the sleep study.
Okay.
In 2017, but I originally applied for sleep apnea back in 2012.
Okay, so the sleep study was actually done in 2017.
Yeah.
And the sleep apnea was when? 2012. And so, now this is I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name, but this is the person that actually administered the sleep study or the sleep apnea test?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's the thing, it was a take-home one too, so it's...
Oh, a take-home test. And when you say take-home, could you describe when you take it home to do it yourself?
So they would give me a bag, and then in that bag was all the sticky pads.
Okay.
Or maybe they stuffed me in the morning, and then I just connected it.
Okay.
Basically, they gave me a machine where I was connecting the pads.
Okay.
And then one also went around my head and my nostrils.
And you had to cook this up yourself here?
Yes.
Okay.
So it would be like as close as possible to my regular sleep. And then I was finally going into the lab to get more accurate, but they just diagnosed me smart, and I felt like I forgot that.
Okay. And so, now we are talking 2017 and 2012. I'm just asking why now in 2024?
Because honestly, I was excusing all the errors, like I was experiencing from the veteran affairs, just because, I've been in a high...
Now, mind you, she said, you got out in 2012, this happened in 2017. Why'd it take you 7 years? Long story short, the VA prescribed me 24 different medications that affected my mentality and thoughts within the span of maybe 3 years. They sent pills, 90-day supplies, through the mail for zero cost. Maybe that has an effect. Maybe me going online and posting is my only option because I can't find a lawyer and attorney because the Bar Association has it locked down by reverse proxy and the Bidens. Hello. You think the Bidens are going to let me hire an attorney or lawyer to sue them for what they did to me? Oh, yeah. Probably why it's taking a while. I need to gain resources. Gain resources and develop trust. Because I've been saying this for over 7 years now, and I'm still waiting on the VA to do right by me, the disabled veteran. Are they going to do it this year?
I know that's easy, especially with lots of names you're familiar with and numbers. So I just kept excusing basically error after error. So I can show you the error that started all off to begin with in 2012.
And on top of that, I kept giving the VA the benefit of the doubt. Something they don't even give me. Because I gave them benefit of the doubt. The VA. Because maybe they have so many people, they're so busy, and I'm just falling through the cracks, but they'll get back to me and make it right. Nope, still waiting. We made a decision in 2011. Even though EAS in 2012, how's that work? I don't know. Maybe targeting? Maybe using systems, literally target systems? Gain my POA. Fuck up dates. Make me live with it. I'm cool with the part until you make me live with it. Because I don't live with other people's fuck ups. Hello! Anyway, I gave them benefit of the doubt. How many times do you think they gave me benefit of the doubt? That's literally a piece of paper saying, we could do this, but fuck you. But fuck you. That's what it's saying.
Basically, I was just going off what they were telling me because they took the average of the results, and that made sense. But then I looked at the results and I was like, well, why would you take an average if you're doing 3 independent variables? If one of those variables trips and, is above the sleep apnea requirement, that should be a diagnosis. You shouldn't average that altogether.
So you mentioned here that 9.2 BPM is missing. Now, these numbers, I don't know what they mean, but you were explaining just like you were saying. So to be diagnosed with sleep apnea, meaning the number should be what?
It depends on the DSM model, but 4 to 5.
Okay.
It's basically the 2 numbers after 5 numbers.
Okay.
And it's not BPM, BPRH, so breaths per hour.
Oh, okay, but it's supposed to be BPH.
Yep.
Okay. And see, that's why, I'm looking at it and I'm going from here what you have, And then you said 4 missing breath or more. And that would qualify you as having this sleep apnea.
Yeah. Okay. Like if you have 4 to 5 or more, you have apnea. Like if you have they might know someone that has 90. To me, that was improved. Basically, the same thing. Okay. And that's just how quick they're. So again, I do have it. I think it's still low.
Okay, because I was going to say I can either take a picture of those or you can scan them to me and I can attach to the report. But I just want what's going to be dealing with 2012 and 2017. Okay. And another thing, I just need to let you know, we don't recoup money for anybody in our department. Whether they find this to be a founded complaint or not, they are not trying to get you money. Okay. So money won't be mentioned at all. Right.
From 2007 to 2012. Okay. So, have you gone to, because I know this comes with disability conversation, right?
Again, she came, older black lady, which I have the utmost respect for. No, you're saying that. One of the most beautiful women I think in the world was Beyonce. So, like, if Beyonce gets old, she's going to become an older black woman. I love all women. But anyway, this guy was from the army, and he was sent with her, I think, as security, and to gain the inside intel on the VA side. He dealt with the VA side. She dealt with the state medical abuse side. Because when you tested for sleep apnea, and by the numbers, you have sleep apnea, and they say, oh, you're just snoring. That's like Ilhan Omar in charge of my health care, and any money that would go to me, she takes offense because she could give to her people. So she makes imaginary accounts for her people and gives them money while saying fuck veterans. And again, this is just an example. But in my mind, why shouldn't Ilhan be behind all this? Maybe she's in Daira. Maybe her cousin's in Daira from India, working in Pennsylvania, scamming VA, and her other... and Daira's cousin is really Ilhan's, who's scamming in Minnesota through Tim Walton's social programs, statewide. VA-wide, it's harder to scam VA, kind of. But statewide, there's 52 of them, right? 50 states. How many VA departments are there? Oh, okay. So you can anyone can scam statewide. You just have to work for the state. But in order to scam veterans, you have to be a veteran or know a veteran to get into the veteran system. So if you're scamming veterans, that's extra worse. Because statewide, not everyone on state is disabled. But every veteran has some kind of disability. And a hate crime or any discrimination against the disabled is double the punishment for all these people that didn't realize. Biden, Hunter, hello. Jill, hello. Hello. Anyway.
Reason why you're doing this, right? But yeah, this is got to get a rating. If 0%, you go, I think, 40%, 40%, all depends. Right? So I would suggest, and this is kind of sidebar, just for the military part of it. You're talking about getting that compensation back. What you could do is you can always go to somebody else. You don't have to go through VA healthcare to be able to get a disability rating.
I could always go to someone else. Let me show you something. I made this for my mom because she's like, oh, you tried to reach out to lawyers? How many? Let's go through it. One per page. One. Oh, sorry. This is something that pertains to my thing. National Bar Association. Biden speaks at National Bar Association last year. Who's that guy? Biden. Who's that? State of Pennsylvania. Anyway. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Okay, so that's like information about this guy who I think's in charge of it. Anyway, tried them. They didn't do anything. Tried them. They didn't do anything. Donahue and Labrum. Okay, they called, but I was under contract by what? Barry Law. Okay. And I went through this. Hello, there's one. Wait, how many is that? Let's count. Sorry, I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's Barry Law, which I was under contract for a month. That's why this paper is a little bit thicker. Because we had communications. Oh, yeah, we're going to take a look. Oh, yeah, sorry, can't do anything. We are not the best fit to represent you in the current claim. Okay. I don't know, that's 5. Here's 6. Here's 7. Oh, here's 8. Oh, here's 9. 9 places I went to. Mind you, this is what I captured this year. So everything I did, I printed out. I had to relay myself. Hello. To prove to y'all. Hello. Anyway, those are the lawyers that don't never reach back. And when they do, yeah, give us a month. And then 29 days go by and they're like, oh, we reviewed it and we don't want to do that. It's a lot of work. You want us to speak up for you, a victim, against a government conspiracy, but the government conspiracy will target us if we speak up against it like you. So they're kind of deterred from helping me. I mean, I understand that. Just out of 300 million, no one wants to go to court with me when I had to go to real war for all you? What? Oh, okay. Just a little hypocritical. I'm in a hypocritical state. Hello, state? Hypocritical? States of America? Oh, okay. The WHOSO. Hypocritical United States of America. Welcome to the WHOSO. Anyway, all that bullshit, right? When Biden's leading the Bar Association, is it any coincidence why I can't reach lawyers and they can't represent me at my request? And then there's a state amendment giving me a God-given right to counsel, a right to a speedy trial and legal counsel. Where's my legal counsel that I've been requesting for years to hold the government accountable for their fucking up date entries? Hello, that's a basic level job. If you go to an office, you get handed a list of paper per day and you're supposed to input whatever it says. Change a 100 to 1,000 in the bank account of Matthew Walter. How do I do that? You find Matthew Walter, you find the 100, and you change it to 1,000. Hello. That's data. That's data change. That's not just data entry. Y'all had a blank slate with my name on it, and you put 2011 in the data entry box when it should have been May 7th or 8th. Sorry, May 8th, 2012. Hello. You fucked up, not me. And I'm going through more processes to get you to correct it when you're in control of the processes that are conspiring against me. I'm going to kill people.
A private doctor, a specialist in ENT, somebody like that, or your family physician to get a referral. And you can go that route. And that comes back with what you need. Then you go back to your veteran service officer. Well, you're living here, so Montgomery County. Or you can call Chester. Oh, okay. Is it Chester? So Chester County. That's right. It's right on the line.
I was going to ask you what county this is because I normally do Philadelphia County, so this is Chester County.
Yeah. Okay. So I would get in contact with Chester County. Right. Once you set up an appointment, just go somewhere else because sometimes this will happen. To go to a regular physician. That I didn't just because you can't do that. That'd be a whole new venture. Sure. And I will do that eventually. So right now I try to stay stern and stuff and hopefully get it. Sure. But I try to. I actually went to Film Connie, and they helped me get my 70 to 100%. Okay. And then the VA side actually some weird things here that you might not understand. Okay. You got the malpractice part here to see that and then show you. Okay. So then just understanding that it's not here. Okay. Oh, yeah. All right. So that part of it, the state is not.
You're right. That's why I just wanted to make that clear.
Well, yeah. Going the other way, it goes back to 2012. Then that'd be something that's an avenue you can take to get the malpractice back. Yeah. At this time, it just seems like we're doing an investigation, and then I can use whatever we find an investigation for my personal pursuit. Not so much for yeah. First off, it's going to take over 9 months to a year.
Yes.
And they're not going to invest any money, and it could be unfounded. You don't know.
Right.
So I would just stay on top of that part for the back pay, going through a civilian physician, going that route. To get another sleep apnea done. Did you have another test done? This is the last test you had? Yeah, this is the last one.
And Session mentioned this doctor, so now tell me, why did you mention her specifically? What did she do?
It was just because her name was on the report.
Oh, and basically because her name is on the report.
But I do remember seeing her.
Okay.
I didn't turn it. I just dropped. Basically, when I dropped off the test the next day, it was in bed, and it was just a paper in there with my name.
Okay.
And then they took it back written, so I got these back.
So that's what I'm saying. So do you want to scan it to me, or do you want me to use my work phone and scan it myself?
You can scan it. I can scan it.
Okay. Because I would like to attach that, to the investigation. Okay.
Because even if this is common practice to treat the average of three independent, measurements, we need to change that. You know what I mean? Because the sub part is on your back, and that's what most Americans think. Yeah. And then the other one's measured on your sides, and then the last one measures on your stomach.
So I can understand, and with both you guys here. So in order to, and once again, you're not really discussing, I have to get your back benefit. But in order to get benefits, you need a report showing that your the BPH should be a certain number, and this report is not showing that.
Well, that's what we do.
Okay, so right, but one of them does not, so that's why I see the 9.2, and right here on the thing, and you got 9.2. It was missing from the original report. Is that what you're saying? I took a sleep apnea test with a 9.2 BPH missing. It was missing from what?
For me, that's when those 9.2 breaths, I should have been breathing.
Oh,
I stopped breathing.
Oh, okay. So see, that's what I'm trying to get to. So you start breathing for that another time.
Yeah.
Okay.
For an hour, you stop breathing 4 or more times.
Okay.
That's sleep apnea.
Okay.
And then I stopped breathing 9.2. And I always after the service, I had a girlfriend for 35, but she would never. She didn't keep that with how I slept. And then before this house, I was in an apartment with my cousin, and he used to say when I was sleeping, it was scary because the noises I was making. Okay. I can imagine having sleep apnea. I just did. Again, at that time, I didn't even take these tests.
Okay.
So if it wasn't for his observation, I wouldn't take the test.
And do you have a month for the 2012 one? I do have November 13th for the 2017 study. But what was the month and date for 2012?
Oh, that nothing. They didn't even give me the test. So that
you didn't get a test.
Yeah. So the 2012 is when I claimed everything I thought would be wrong with me, and then that's when I got called. But this is one of the because this right here is where my initial issue began. Because I EAS on May 7th, 2012. I have about 8 people. which I never knew there were 2 different forms of but yeah, but you can see here, right? 2012 May 7th. That's my year, yes. And this is my first ever original award. I assume from the VFW because I thought the initial was stamp. And then they said, we made the decision on your claim for service and compensation received on November 1st, 2011. So how would that be possible? You know? That's impossible. And then, you know, their claims have a year to appeal our decision. So if this is my appeal date that I did, yes, I would have to May 7th, 2011, 2013 to appeal. If you take this date, I only have to October 31st, 2012. So they told me 6 months short by that year. And again, at that time, I was looking at all these, so I just thought they copied and pasted maybe wrong thing, you know. Because this shouldn't be a calculation. This shouldn't be discharged. This was just more or less a report on observation behind it. So that could have just been May 8th, 2012. And we wouldn't be here.
So they received your request for compensation.
That's what they said. But when did you actually request compensation? So before I left the Marines, like 2 weeks before, we sent a report, initial findings report. Yeah, and that's documented on our documents. But I think that was like 2 weeks before I left. So either way, it should have been 2012, right? Because you got out there. Yeah. And even that, I got out 3 months earlier because they were doing a program at the time of the Vietnam University. I'm sure it was leave early. And I mean, I went in early, so I figured it was like.
What do you have your original medical review? Because that may be the medical review date. Do you remember that?
But that would be in the VA's hand, right?
And they haven't sent it. I mean, for this part of the year, because sometimes what they'll do, when you have.
Yes, I was in the Marines at that time, so this should be anywhere.
So when you remember first got what?
I want to say Yuma, Arizona. I was doing a yeah,
so you had to start processing.
Yeah, no, okay. I just got back from deployment and then I got shipped to Arizona. Me and 2 other people from my unit line, and we were basically the same programming, but it was good.
When you got back from deployment?
2010, 2011, I think. Where would it be on the?
Here, north, possibly.
You have no binders on it.
Oh, no, actually. You want no, put that right here.
Sorry, I have a bunch of folders and binders on right now, but that's a corporate one. But I have a. Okay, so 2010 I was deployed. And then 2011, I don't know, 2009 to 2011 gets hard for me, but I want to say 2010 to 2011 I was deployed, and then 2011 I was in Arizona, and 2012. But again,
could line up possibly with things back to 20.
yeah, the VA shouldn't have anything to do with it. I would never be consistent before that. So that, again, I was just assuming it was a date error on that part, which was the written part, so it didn't really matter the calculations. But that's also where the first mention of CPAPNIA was. And again, if they got this wrong, they probably oversaw that. And then this is like more sheets they did with evidence. And right here, like VSR means veteran service rep. Right? So you have a veteran service rep being told to tell me it's more related to anxiety, not a respiratory condition in regards to my CPAPNIA. But look here, even then, my anxiety was rated 0. So how are they going to employ my anxiety? But then eventually this anxiety gets rated to 70. Okay. Right now I'm at 100. But even this was a struggle, and I had to fight it, even though. At this point, no, I was just doing the bare minimum they were telling me to do. I didn't want to overload the system because they were telling me there was like 10,000 in the backlog. I got in early to help the service, and I got out early so other people could get promoted instead of me. I didn't want to people. But here, like, that was my first rating. So they basically rated the shoulder sprain and my back. And it turns out my back actually has degenerative disc disease, which is arthritis. And at that point, they were just calling it strength. But again, these dates, like April 18, 2013, is within a year from that initial date. So all my ratings should go back to this date. That's why, like, that's ultimately why I get the money and all that. But I'm not, like, regardless of the dates, they were manipulating. So,
and since you do have, the doctor name on here, I do need you to sign this medical release, for privacy reasons. So basically, you want to print your name, your date of birth, and the last 4 digits of your social security, and already have a name here, and then you sign the second page of it.
Middle initial?
You don't have to. However, what's all on your record?
Okay. And again, in some systems that's the computer. When I went into service for the name tag, you didn't really dash it because.
This is how they had it on your.
Yeah, so that's basically on my birth certificate, my social.
Okay.
And then when I went to service, they just stopped typing, so it might be different.
Okay.
And again, since I was like in the service, and I just wrote a lot of these errors off as just like that finger or something that shouldn't matter. But the more I look back on it, then I realized I was living my head. So you come out today is a blessing for me, and I don't even care about the name.
Well, I'm glad that I brought Mitch along with me, to come. Okay, I signed it that one.
How long have you been here? Since 2016 or 2017. And even after
all the way back?
Yeah, basically there's a creek that runs along there. Oh, actually, that's entire. It's beautiful.
You got 429. Yeah, 1 day left.
Yeah, how many days today? What, 86, 87 today? And then, do you want me to...
Oh, no, right. So this is, so I can speak to the doctor, because other than that, I can't even mention your name to her. And this one is just to prove that we were here. Oh, yeah, I contact information. So I already have the case number, the date. Oh, let me put my name. And basically, this is verifying to our supervisors that we were here in person. So you'll put your name, like your name, phone number, email, and let me sign it too. Yeah, this is a verification phone number.
So
yeah. Okay.
See, this is the name I used growing up in school. Just Matt has a wiki.
Okay.
It was easier to write.
Okay.
And then I'll put the lead one.
You notice I'm calling you Mr. Matthew, right?
Honestly, I answered to a lie, so I see.
Well, like when you got out?
I was a corporal, but even that's weird, because my mom got a sergeant warrant in the mail, and she put it in her china cabinet, right, to show it off, and then I asked for it back, and she had just cleaned up her china cabinet, and now she can't find it, so, until she finds that warrant,
Well, can you call and request another one?
I could, but that's just more.
Oh, okay.
And again, I might, eventually, I just want to get all this VA stuff out of the first, because I want to run for president. So my priorities are the VA, the president, then the depot, then my trash company. Because even my trash company, like, I'll put it to the curb. They miss it for like 3 days. It sits on the weekend.
Wow.
Like, yeah, like last week we came. I was scared the trash would have been didn't pick it up. And then I said, like, I got more people coming next week. You gotta pick up the trash, all right? And they're like, all right. And then you called me reschedule. So I was like, oh, they called her and just had to reschedule instead of picking up the trash. I was like, what is this?
And thank you for accommodating me and rescheduling today. Okay.
You guys love me every time.
And thanks for understanding my phobia about the cats.
Oh, yeah.
I got some funny stories I can tell, but I'm not going to take up your time.
Well, even allergies too. So.
Yeah. So, as far as the, you want me to do this now to
Yeah,
scan
you take
it?
the pictures
Okay.
and I'll scan it and give it to you just in case.
Oh, if you want to scan it, I'd rather have it scanned than a picture. Yeah. And it looks better. You know, this is an official document that we are, you know, doing the report. Okay. I appreciate that also. Now, there's any question you have for us?
Just, but like, what should I expect after this? Do you need anything else from me after this, or is it like you got my side, so now you're gonna go with their side?
Well, now I can contact the doctor.
Oh,
But the whole thing is, if you have any other question, I give you my business card, right? Yeah, you can call and ask me, you know. But like Mitch said, it will take approximately 9 months. And it could be a little longer. And like the scenario, we don't get
9 months. It's been 2 years now.
but they may look at it and go over the report and say this is unfounded, or they may say, okay, if it's founded, then they will only be dealing with the doctor as far as whether she violated any code of conduct.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah. Like either way, it's just like, you know, grand ideas when I'm present. I can use whatever happens.
And you will be notified. You will get a letter. They will not call you. They will write you an official letter saying, Mr. Matthew, this is the result and this is what we find, and you know, from there.
Again, I was supposed to get a report in the mail from the state 2 years ago. Sorry. A year and 3 months ago. But it's been 2 years since she visited.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But as far as what I do sometimes, if you did want to call me later to see that I can report in, that gives you a time that you can say, okay, it's 9 months from now. So say, for instance, I'm just saying on Friday, and I shouldn't even use Friday, it won't be Friday, but let's just say next week I do turn the report in and the investigation is complete or finished, then you can say, oh, by this date, she turned it in on May 6th or whatever, and you count like basically approximately 9 months from there.
Okay. I want to take today's a year from today. I'm gonna
Okay.
Probably smart.
Yeah.
Like this isn't a priority. Like, you guys come to me, it's just like something good is happening in the background. And that's good. You know, that's good for me.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as like why I didn't report it earlier, like you see the error, like I just kind of let go. And then even that, like, okay, so I got this in the mail on the 9th. And now if I had the CPAP, mind you, these people represented me to get 100% from the 70. Okay. So I like that. But like, it's almost like a tease, you know? Because if I had CPAP, I would have had a CPAP machine. Yeah. And then here they're saying if you have a CPAP machine, claim for more compensation. But I can't. You know what I mean?
All right, well, thank you for your time and your consideration. I appreciate it, okay?
Very good. Thank you. What service were you? All right. 24 years. Yeah, I just drove the one yesterday. Oh my gosh. Those Jeeps are nice. Here's electric too hybrid?
No, I got mine during COVID actually.
So
it's 21.
Okay.
Yeah, just got the new tires on the wheels. I got it lifted. And it's not really quite nice anymore, so I gotta lift
The first time I met him, we were on another interview and it was raining. So he said, "Oh, Dan, when I tried to get up there, I said, no, that's okay. It's too hot. When I told you on the is low, I can just get in."
This is like yesterday. My aunt has that same kind of vehicle, and Ron has that same thing. But one time when I was coming home for like I think 4th of July or something, or maybe a graduation, I actually hydroplaned on Maryland right before before a bridge. If it wasn't for a Jeep that I crashed into and bounced off, I would have went right over. Wow. Jeeps are like, my angelic chariots.
Yeah, I like that boy.
It was a pleasure meeting you,
Thank
Andy.
you. Same here.
What do you prefer, Miss Gibson? Miss Gibson?
Sandy is good. Okay.
Andy and
Thank
Mitch.
you.
It was nice meeting you. Thanks so much.
And that's it. Now, mind you, you think we did the interview on the couch? Pretty beat-in couch, by the way. Nope, we did it right here, on top of the trash can. So again, I made the jokes about the trash not being picked up for 3 weeks. Thank God they picked it up that day, right? Else we would have been doing some work on some nasty stank box, right? They didn't come in. She came to the door, smelled I had cats, because anytime you have a pet, they leave dander. You can smell it. And yeah, we went outside to the trash can to do our adult talk on top of the trash can. Okay. So that's the call. That happened 2 years ago, where she said, you'll get a report from me to let you know if Indira did anything wrong. And if you, because in the report would have said there was a code of conduct violation, which I could have used in my defense/offense. Well, what's that mean? Well, I'm suing the VA because I had to play defense. So I'm still playing defense. Like, you fucked me over. I have to show you how. And I can. But you're not coming to me saying, oh, can we make it right? Can you show us how we fucked up so we can make it right? You're avoiding and ignoring me. Part of a cover up. And I'm still here talking, so your cover-up isn't working. You're only adding fuel to the fire, as they say. Oh, he found out he would have got 100% without us giving him 100% and locking him at 90, so we need state to go run interference. Who's that lady we just hired at the Chesco office? Who's Susan hiring Philly from Chesco office? Oh, her friend? Oh, okay, Evandy? Oh, okay. Anyway, I'd like to have some friends in places with lawyers and attorneys that they could send me one so I could sue the pants off the government for conspiring against me. And again, I'm not sure how far up the chain it goes. Is it a federal conspiracy? Or is it just a Pennsylvania conspiracy? Like, are just Pennsylvania Democrats fucking me over? Or is this worldwide? When they see my name, they throw hate. Or is it just Shapiro trafficking, Ilhan Omar scamming, Biden fucking nomics? Once your dad dies, fuck his second wife. Did Hunter fuck his stepmom yet? He fucked his brother's wife whenever he died. Just like that movie Brothers, right? Where the fucking army guy was made to look like a crazy man that was played by Spider-Man. Hello. Didn't he, like, die in war? And then he came back? Well, the report said he died in war and then he came back. But in that meantime, his brother was fucking his wife. At least that's what the little kid said. But that's a movie? So we don't know. Now, in real life, Hunter Biden admitted to fucking Beau Biden's wife after he died. So, is Hunter gonna deliver the family justice and fuck Jill too? What? I don't really care. I just think y'all are disgusting. And it wouldn't be unbelievable to hear you did something shitty like that. Mind ya, can Daddy give you the pardon? Or was his death the pardon to fuck his wife? I don't know. See, when you gotta think like a Biden, you become super retarded. And I just don't like that. I like people being themselves. If you can only process one word a minute, I'll wait. I'll deal with it. But if you have the mindset of a Biden, I'll run away because I don't want to be infected with that kind of bullshit. Right? I'm not scared of you. I just don't want nothing to do with you. Anyway, that was the upload on the visit that happened in real life, where now the emails can't track to. Right? So she really came out here and she really deleted her state-funded government account. And mind you, I didn't wait 2 years to reach out. I reached out like a year after, maybe. Let's check the dates, because hey, emails timestamped. So this was like a year? Yeah, huh. Now, mind you, at this point I sent the email, I should have had the report in my hand, thanking her for her service. What do I get? Oh, she bounced. She fled the scene. Just like the officer that one time. Anyway, got down video and uploaded it. Did you see that one? Anyway, how much conspiracy does one person have to go through before they get help with a conspiracy? How about instead of calling it conspiracy, we just call it Operations of Pennsylvania Democrats? That's what it is. And Democrats, let me tell you, Democrats are terrorists. And I've hunted terrorists for the government. So I know how to spot them. Do you? Were you trained? Did you have to do PT every day for 5 years? What? Just about. More or less. Even while you're deployed? No. But I did. I ran miles during deployment to stay in shape. Hello. I didn't just sit in a desert and get fed fucking Famous Amos and soy milk and call it a deployment. What did Tim Waltz do? Did he ever deploy? He was in there 4 times longer than I was. And I went on a deployment and an aircraft carrier and cold weather training, mountainous regions. And almost fucking drove off the cliff because I didn't have NVGs in a fucking canyon in an armored Humvee. You know what that would have done? We would have fell like 1,000 feet. The Humvee would have flipped over. And our heads would have went through our assholes. Upside down. Because a armored Humvee isn't just a 1-ton vehicle. It's a 10 to 20 ton vehicle because of how much armor it has. Hello. Now, would you like that? A 20-ton-pound armored vehicle falling on you because you're driving in the dark and you're supposed to be given NVGs, but the officer next to you doesn't think to, hey, let me give him my NVGs because he doesn't have NVGs and he's the driver. The fuck do I need NVGs for sitting as the passenger? Oh, here, let me make this better. Go straight. Turn left. He was acting as my navigation like this is some fucking off-roading in Europe. Bank right, bank left, hard right, hard. No, if it's nighttime, I wasn't moving more than 5 miles an hour because I couldn't see. The only sense of perception I had was an imaginary gyroscope in my head. I had to act like a gyroscope. Anytime the fucking vehicle leaned forward, I'd stop, back up, and not go over that cliff. Hello. Anytime the left side went lower than the right side, we went back to the right side. Hello. But anyway, that was during deployment, and the officer was dumb as shit and didn't give me his NVGs. 3-9, striking, right, officer? I wish I knew your name. But he looked like Michael Keegan from all those famous comedy bits and movies and stuff. Looked like him, the guy that did the voice for Hunt the Truth on Halo. Looked like he could have been a cousin. Same everything. Same look, same face, same haircut, bald, same tan, same humor. I'm driving in the dark with no NVGs and he's cracking jokes. What should have taken 20 minutes took us 2 hours. Because while everyone else is driving because they can see, I couldn't. And mind you, on top of all this, right? It's not like I forgot my NVGs. I was part of RCT2. I was part of a 3-man crew that went with this other crew. Hello. They were supposed to provide us NVGs. And again, even if you couldn't ship me out one to temporarily use, you could have loaned me yours. Mind you, there's 5 people per Humvee. 4 seats, 1 gunner. Those 3 other people couldn't give me their NVGs. Now again, one of the transfers was with me, so they were in the same boat. They didn't have NVGs. We had 3 people in the fucking Humvee that had NVGs. NVGs is night vision goggles. That's how you see in the dark. And me, the driver, was not one of them. Do you find that a fucked up scenario? Would you want to do that? Would you want to drive in the dark over canyons with a fucking 20-ton vehicle? What? And 5 lives, 4 lives on the line? Hello. If I did go off that vehicle, I would be living in hell because I killed people for being unprepared. Now, was the unpreparedness my fault? No! Y'all didn't give me NVGs. You didn't let me bring my NVGs because NVGs cost like $10,000 a pop. So my unit didn't want me bringing the $10,000 out of their armory to bring theirs when our unit 3-9 is under our unit, you know? And they were supposed to have extra and loan us extra. And mind you, not everyone that went to Bridgeport with 3-9 went driving all at the same time. So like there was over 600 people. None of them could loan me their NVGs. I find that hard to believe. But man, looking back, I do not resent any time I invested in the service. The service was an eye-opening experience. I loved it. I love touring America and overseas. But I can rest assured I put in more work than I got paid for. Tim Waltz, he put in 20 years of what? For the Army. Of what? Hello. To go back, retire, collect a VA check, and then work with Ilhan Omar and conspire how to take state funds and give them to Somalians? Hello. Okay. Anyway, that was the state rep that came out, and then me going into other shit because it's all related. And yeah, that's that. The state rep visit revisited through electrical records. How copy? Over?